Hello, everyone who comes on as we go and everyone who comes after. Welcome, everyone. It is the Thanksgiving Day Eve. Dinners are already beginning, and it's looking like in the news that we have so many reasons to be thankful for those of us who are still somewhat able to have this holiday peacefully, because a lot is going on in the world, and it's not just with wars, but there's a lot more geologically going on than people might have realized. Because I've even seen a lot in the news today, but I have not seen any mention of this major Gulf of Mexico oil spill. So we're going to talk about all that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I know you will, because I've got the best online family in the world. So as you keep coming on, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to let you know that links are in the description box for Off-Grid Desert Farming with Paul and Adrienne, as well as Daily Excellence with Pastor Anthony. Hi, Dia. It's good to see you. God bless you, sister, too. Alrighty, we are going to start right now. Okay, so to go ahead and just kick this off, we're going to mention briefly that the temporary hostage treaty with Hamas appears to have been delayed. Not that I'm surprised. I haven't really had a chance to look into that so far. Now we're going to get to what's going on geologically. That was a quick shift, right? Okay, so yes, Iceland is huge in the news. There's like this huge crack that's going through a big part of it, and it's getting wider the last few days. They're concerned about like sulfur dioxide, right? And a lot of people have evacuated. Where they went to, I'm sure it's somewhere nearby, but they did. A lot of people evacuated. They got to come back in and get some of the things out of their homes while they felt there was still time under escort, right? But what I found interesting is, like, I'm like looking on USGS, and while there are some interesting quakes, I'm like, something's not right. And it dawns on me, yeah, they're definitely not saying everything, because on one hand, I see a report that Iceland had 1,200 quakes in the last 24 hours as of this morning. Nothing on USGS, though. Nothing. It's very bizarre, right? Hello, BJ Bumblebee. Good to see you also. All right, so I'm not really trusting Iceland right now. I mean, especially when you look at the fact that last night Venetal had a major earthquake. It was originally registered as a 7.0, but they quickly downgraded it to a 6.7 magnitude. In addition, Hawaii is lighting back up again. And there was a report this morning that there was a landslide in Alaska. Okay, they're saying that there's 3 dead and 3 missing, and the 3 that were dead that passed away is 1 girl and 2 adults, and then they've got 3 missing. So it's a remote Alaskan town, but the point is, when you look in the Pacific, the Ring of Fire, from Venetal to Hawaii to Alaska, and not to mention that the Papua New Guinea volcano started erupting last night about that same time. That's right. It was a pretty big eruption from what I was seeing. Now, this morning, around lunch, I finally realized, something has happened in the Gulf of Mexico, because millions of gallons are in the Gulf of Mexico of oil. Again, it is a major spill. Titles like Gulf oil spill shuts in 62,000 barrels from Occidental. It's just really bad. Let me just scroll down for a minute, because this is something that is pretty major. They're worried about endangered species, and they say that that's the reason that they didn't want to give up these oil leases. But as of right now, I guess That's escalated too into a major situation because they're saying as much as 1.1 million gallons of oil leaked from the pipeline near Louisiana. And they're talking about the southeast side of Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken, which if I'm guessing, I mean, I know right around that Door Point volcano right there in the Gulf at the foot. What they're saying is that there's some kind of leak. It's off the coast of Louisiana. That there's up to 1.1 million gallons of crude oil in the Gulf of Mexico now in the water. It started, it was seen, an oil sheen was seen on the water around 9 a.m. Thursday, and the Third Coast Midstream Pipeline Company reported a pipeline leak 10 minutes later. I wonder what caused that pipeline leak. Like where exactly was it in the ground? Is it above the ground? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, why did that do that? It could be equipment failure, I know, but when I'm looking at everything I'm seeing, it's not just the Pacific, it's in the Atlantic too. We went over that all the way from Iceland to the South Atlantic. In the Pacific and the Atlantic, there's a lot going on. So I'm sure that what's in between is probably experiencing some stress too. Let's see if we can find out anything. The National Transportation Safety Board said on X, formerly known as Twitter, that it sent a 4-person team to do a safety investigation and determine the cause of the leak about 19 miles offshore near Plaquemines Parish, southeast of New Orleans. The 67-long pipeline was closed Thursday morning by the Main Pass Oil Gathering Company. They're investigating the source of the leak, and they are leading cleanup operations. The volume of discharged oil is currently unknown. Initial engineering calculations indicate potential volume of crude oil that could have been released from the affected pipeline is about 1.1 million gallons, or in other articles, 62,000 barrels. So now they're trying to figure out how it's going to start impacting Louisiana and Texas. So let's see if we can find out about that. It's a lot of the same wording that was in the article that we just read, so I'm kind of scrolling down. Our kills and spills team is ready to assess acute environmental impacts if they are reported. So I guess this is another ongoing situation, but there was serious concern about endangered species being hurt. Main oil pass spill in the Gulf prompts 6 drillers to... Okay, it didn't give back that title. It just went into a different one. Anywho, all right, in the meantime, we're done with that. We're done with that. I'm going to come by and say hello to everybody super fast in the chat. We also have Clerk, Daryl, P for Plenty, and Off Grid. Hello, Paul and Adrienne. Very good to see you guys. I'm in Washington. Anyone owning dogs in Washington and Oregon, be aware of a deadly dog virus they do not know the cause of yet. I've been hearing about that on the news too. Russia is so busy in Cuba, you got to wonder. Non-accidental causes there. It's possible. It's possible. Hello, Misconduct. Haven't seen you in a while, sister. Welcome, welcome. Right? I'm also worried about, personally, geological problems. Anything is possible. They're investigating, and even then, they might not tell us what it is. But anybody thinking about going to swim in the Gulf of Mexico, it's getting pretty cold right now. It's going to get cold tonight for us, like 30s, upper 30s. And we're going to have a dinner here. But yeah, the Gulf of Mexico is probably not a fun place to go. Not a fun place to be right now. In fact, I'd steer clear of it, period, for a while, because you go ahead and you look, and it's, that the temporary ceasefire, it's temporary. It is definitely not a peace deal. But when you look at how many countries are talking in the background the way that they are about a two-state solution. All I got to tell you Bible believers out there, make sure you have something to hold on to. That's all I'm saying. And it's not going to be a good outcome. It's one of those who will be able to stand scenarios. All right. I know that Daily Excellence is getting ready to go on soon. And after that, I'll be going to have my first Thanksgiving dinner and then with neighbors. And then tomorrow, Thanksgiving dinner with my family. So I wanted to say happy Thanksgiving ahead of time. I love you guys. Please be safe. And don't forget to be mindful of everything that God has blessed us with and sing praises to him every chance you get. All right. All righty. Love you guys. God bless you. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.